So now what we need to know is how do we convert Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates. So to answer this question, we're going to go back to looking at our axis here and our same picture we drew before to help us to convert. So here's theta, here's x, here's y, and r. But now I have a right triangle, so if we use the Pythagorean theorem, we get x squared plus y squared is r squared. And then if we did sine and cosine before, but now let's do tangent. Tangent of theta will be y over x. So these formulas help you convert from rectangular to polar. All right, so let's use these formulas to convert some points. I want you to represent the point 1, -1 in terms of polar coordinates. So remember that you can represent a point in polar coordinates with either a positive r or a negative r. So for us, what we're going to do is we're going to choose r to be positive. So let's look at our first conversion equation. X squared plus y squared is r squared. So because r is positive, if we solve for r here, we're going to get the square root of x squared plus y squared. So r will be the square root of 1 squared plus -1 squared, or the square root of 2. So now we have r, let's find theta. Our other conversion equation, tangent of theta, was y over x. So if I plug it in, I'm going to get tangent of theta is -1. And there are two angles on the unit circle where tangent is -1. It would be 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. So then the question becomes, which one of these do I choose for my theta? Well, to answer this, you're going to have to look back at your point. What was the point we started with? 1, -1. And which quadrant is that in? This is in quadrant 4. So I need to select the angle that's in quadrant 4. Which one of those two angles is in quadrant 4? 7 pi over 4. So I've now got r and theta, so I can now write my point. My point would be square root of 2 and 7 pi over 4. But you should remember that this is not unique, as we alluded to earlier. So you can add 2 pi or subtract 2 pi from your angle. So for example, if I subtract 2 pi, this is also a possible answer. Or if I change my radius to be negative square root of 2, then I can subtract pi from my angle and get 3 pi over 4. So there's not just one way to represent the point. Any one of these are possible answers for writing this point with polar coordinates.